Wildlife expert Kurdt Greenwood is in search of the deadliest snakes in South Africa.
There we go. Yo! No anti-venom for the snake.
Miles from medical help. With nothing but his bare hands. Will the risk outweigh the reward?
Yo, he just sprayed me.
Where there is water, there is life. During the rainy season, barren landscape becomes littered with pools of blue. In these brief months, fresh water is readily available and life flourishes. An array of species congregate here to prepare for the mating season. Predators follow to feast on the spoils. Wildlife expert Kurdt Greenwood is on a quest to find the deadliest snakes in southern Africa. He has been studying thanatosis in reptiles, a form of aggressive mimicry whereby the animal surrenders and plays dead in an attempt to avoid being eaten by predators. He's eager to demonstrate the behavior.
Wow, Cape crag lizard. I got him. Oh. These guys run off like nothing, just like this, and he's gone underneath the rock here. Incredibly vicious reptile hunters. You can see a powerful jaw to bite down and be able to grab things. Now, importantly with these lizards is they've got incredible vision. They have to be able to spot birds of prey or other animals that come and try and catch them, and also favorite food source of some snake species. When you normally come from behind, they don't see you properly, but they do have what we call a pineal eye on the back of the head. See, he's displaying his mouth, telling me if I get any closer, he's going to bite me. Now, they've got quite a powerful bite, and normally when they bite on, they hold on tight, and they don't let go. But you see, not too overly aggressive. If I overpower him, I'm very gentle, I pick him up. Very gently, I'm not constricting his movement much. And I turn him over, very gently. Look at this. Now I rub him. The only soft part that this lizard has is its underside. So it's completely soft and vulnerable. On the top, it's hard and spiky, but the bottom is soft. Now look, now I'm gonna rub him gently, just very gentle along the bottom. Look at this. You can actually see his heart rate slowing down. Look at that. That's playing dead. The scientific word for it is thanatosis. It's a state that they enter. It's like a primitive instinct that kicks in. The theory is that if he plays dead, I'm hunting something that's alive and running, I would leave him alone now because he's dead. I don't want to eat something that's dead. I want to eat something fresh. So that's why they do this. They play dead so that in the hopes that if I walk off now, they'll jump up and run away. And most animals that hunt live lizards only eat stuff that it's alive. So if they play dead like this, they will leave them alone. Look, if I flip him over gently, and there he's awake again. Open the mouth, he's fully aware of what's going on. When I look close up to the scales, you can actually see how the scales are arranged. This black obviously helps him attract the sun. So it's got quite a lot of black all over the body to help because the Cape can get quite cold. So up here in the mountains, he needs as much darkness to attract the heat to warm up this body so he can go hunt. So it's very important. All of these different colorations is here to help him camouflage. You can see the yellows and the orange to help him camouflage on his terrain, these lichens that you see on the rocks. And then you can see the black helps him regulate body temperature, and then he's got these spikes on the legs and on the tail to help protect him when he runs into these cracks. So many unique little adaptations that these lizards have to be able to survive out here, and they're very successful and do very well out here on top of the mountains. The first couple of years of these lizards' life is very difficult because they're really small, and there's a lot of things that eat them, but once they get to this size, they're quite wise. Look at that, look how cute he is. Incredible animal, and a predator in its own right, and a food source for many. We're not here to harm you. Look at that. Yeah. following a track of a mole snake. And they live out here in the dunes, hunting all kinds of small rodents, but their preferred meal are those golden moles who live in those small mounds. During the middle of the day, like it is right now, mole snakes like to go hide in the shade, either going underground or hiding in the thickets, because they're a pitch black color. They will actually overheat if they had to stay out during the heat of the day. I can hear something huffing. And you can see the sand moving. He's actually burrowing under the ground. If I let go of this tail now, the snake's gone. All I have is this little bit. So you can't even see where the body is. You could step here now, a rat or something can run past and the snake will lunge out and grab it. Incredibly well camouflaged. Wow. And he's still burrowing. Actually quite a big snake. He's quite fat already. There's little cut marks on the body of the snake. As the males fight in mating season and they actually slice each other with their teeth and actually leave these big rings along the body. So if you find a mole snake and you find these rings, these cut marks, you know it's a male. Mole snakes like this can live out here in the dunes comfortably 10 to 12 years. So I'd say this snake is probably about 3 years old, 2.5, 3 years old. Look at that. 1 meter Cape mole snake. These dunes are actually alive with animals.
The Cape cobra. Widely regarded as the most dangerous cobra species in Africa. Also known as the yellow or copper cobra, this species ranges from butter yellow to dark brown. Though it inhabits a smaller geographical range than most African cobras, it thrives in a variety of habitats and has been found in altitudes as high as 2,500 meters above sea level. In these wetlands, they prey on flightless birds, rodents, amphibians, and other snakes. In spring, during the months of September and October, they become more active, more aggressive. Breeding season. Mating becomes a deadly dance. An older suitor may well be looking for a meal. They produce a syrupy, neurotoxic venom, drop for drop, the most potent of all African cobra species. If bitten, assisted respiration and at least 10 vials of antivenom are required for treatment. Symptoms include weakened muscle control, slurred speech, and ultimately respiratory failure. Without treatment, the victim could die within just 30 minutes.
And here we go. I've just found a track of a snake. You lose the track here, but here I pick it up again. You can see once again how the snake's pushed off. Clear sign of a snake moving. Look at this. Clear indentation of a fat snake. I'd say at least this thick have gone down here. Could be a Cape cobra or a mole snake.
Many have mistaken cobras for mole snakes, and vice versa. Countless mole snakes have been needlessly killed. Many humans have suffered potentially fatal bites. With snakes, one cannot afford to make a mistake.
Look at that beautiful hood that it's making. Exactly what I've been looking for. Cape cobra. A beautiful salmon color. These Cape cobras are the most venomous cobra found in Africa. Almost equal to the venom of a black mamba. I'm quite excited about this, because I want to try and safely put the snake into a state of thanatosis. Incredibly potent neurotoxic venom. Only 15 milligrams of it's needed to kill a fully grown adult. Now, this snake this size could easily produce up to 200 and 250 milligrams of venom. So comfortably it could kill up to 10 adults, easily. And that venom hits your nervous systems and shuts everything down, and you start struggling to breathe, and eventually you die from respiratory failure. Not incredibly painful, but a very, very scary bite. He's smelling me. He's telling me, don't hurt me. Well, look at that. When I give him a gentle rub, there's no aggression. He's not opening his mouth to try and bite me. I'm tickling him. Look at that. Just a bit of a tickle along the spine. Potent enough venom to kill a buffalo, but gentle like a kitten. It's just amazing. They're so misinterpreted, these snakes. People just think they're pure evil and dangerous. Yes, they have a very potent venom that can kill very easily, but they don't want to waste that venom. It's very important to them. They use that to kill all kinds of rodents and things out there, so they don't want to waste their venom on me. So only as a last resort, if I went in here now with aggression and I hurt him, then he will bite me. But if something attacked me and hurt me with aggression, I would also bite them. So it's the same thing. Even though it's the deadliest cobra in Africa, they actually not too bad of a temperament. And it's just showing you right here on the dunes, out here in the Western Cape wetlands, that even these cobras, and he's lived here for maybe 8 years or so, is actually not as aggressive as they come across. He's just telling me, please leave me alone. I want to go on my mission, hunting rats and rodents and living my years out here. And they can live up to 20 years comfortably. Oh, a gentle rub on the back of its head, all along the spine here like this. You can see its breathing slowing down a little bit. This is not harming the snake in any way. It's just awakening a primitive instinct. I'm not using any force, just a gentle rub. Just a gentle touch all along the body. He's still got a hood, but he's almost down to that state of thanatosis. Just one last rub along here. And Africa's most deadly cobra is passed out. Look at that. He's out. Just made that massive hood, try to bite me, go crazy, but with a gentle approach, just touching him along the body, kicks in that primitive instinct that tells him that he must play dead now. This animal has overpowered him. Truly amazing. Truly amazing. Africa's most deadly. And even give him a kiss. That is amazing. You didn't think you could ever do that with something this venomous and this dangerous. So, let's give you a tickle. Come. There we go. Wake up. There we go. You arrived. Beautiful. Fully back. A beautiful Cape Cobra. See, he's not even striking at me at all now. It's almost like me and him have become friends. He's making the hood, but he's taking a nice little scratch on the back. It's really cute. You see there? He's almost become like a puppy. Okay, I'm gonna leave you alone.
In the hills, Kurdt finds a rare lizard with a special defense mechanism.
Armadillo girdled lizard. Now you can imagine if you're a snake, one of the venomous snakes like a Cape Cobra, that would try and eat one of these, will come along, try and catch him, and what he will do is he'll bite into a ball. This doesn't make for a delicious treat. Very rough, hard spikes. So I've seen this with my own eyes, where a Cape Cobra would come and try and grab one of these lizards, and as soon as they bite onto their tail, and the snake tries to find a place to swallow it, he pushes, and then the lizard will roll down the hill and disappear into a crack. So one of the truly most amazing evolutionary traits for lizards to have evolved this capability to use their rough scales like this to bite onto a tail and then actually roll out of harm's way. It's just one of the most wonders of this planet. How spectacular is that? Look at the tongue coming out, flickering with the tongue, smiling. Still just want to jump into the water. Look at that. Incredible. Young water monitor lizard. Now these lizards are famous for killing venomous snakes. They've got a semi-immunity to the venom of even snakes as deadly as cobras, mambas, and they will tackle and overpower and eat just about anything that moves along these waterways. Africa's largest growing lizard. And they can live comfortably for up to 15, 20 years. So you can imagine when this lizard's fully grown, like 10, 12 years of age, he can be easily 1.5 to 1.8 meters in length. You can see that flat tail used to swim in the water, used to propel him through the water. He just wants to go back into the water. But he's settling nicely now in my hand. If I come close here, you'll see he'll open the mouth, warn me. Now, the next thing is, once they're inflating the throat and the biting, and he hasn't been able to get into the water, what is his next step? He's going to play dead. So when I expose the underside, look at this. When I expose his underside very gently, just so he thinks he's been exposed, look at this. His tongue is still coming up and now his heart rate's slowing down. Look at that. Playing absolutely dead, even sucking in the air to make him look even more dead. Look at that, incredible. Why do they do this? Why do they play dead? Why do they go into the state of thanatosis? Because the underside is unprotected. He's got ribs and scales on the back, but underneath, once this is exposed, then he's very soft. It's actually soft skin. So he knows he's very vulnerable now. I'm a big predator, I've overpowered him, and now look at how he's sucking in the air in his throat to make him look absolutely dead. It's incredible how well they play dead. It's just amazing. Look at that, even turning the head a bit to the side. But his eyes are still open. Now remember, lizards have eyelids, so he's not completely dead. He's still watching what's going on. So it's almost an Oscar-nominated performance, but I can still see. Look, he's looking at me. Look at that. So if I put my finger or something close there, whop, he'll bite, and I would be bleeding all over the place. Yeah, it's a really, really nasty bite, and incredibly powerful as well. So even at a small lizard at this size, still not an enjoyable experience. If I flip him over, I'm going to put him on the rock here before I put him down in the water, and you'll see how he wakes up. Look at this. Tickle him a bit on the back. He can wake up. Look at that. He's waking up again. You see the breathing is back to normal. He's like, hey, what's going on here? Look at that. Give him a bit of a scratch. Wow. You're all right there. Hey, nah. Wow.
The rinkhals. Their name means ringed around the collar. Females of the species give birth to live young and are therefore not classified as true cobras. Though like cobras, the rinkhals will spread its hood and may spit venom when threatened. However impressive this may seem, this snake best performs when all its aggressive avenues have been exhausted. As a last resort, to prevent being eaten, it plays dead. This stellar display should not be taken lightly. Even when visibly incapacitated, it can bite if disturbed anymore. Feeding predominantly on frogs and toads, they can often be found around water.
there in the water. It's a rinkhals. I can see it clearly. I'm not going to get any closer before I put on some goggles. Otherwise, it's going to spray me with venom. I'm at about 3 meters now. He could spray me. And very easy to identify quickly. I can see the banded marks across the body and that cobra-shaped head. Even though the rinkhals is not a true cobra, because it gives birth to live babies instead of laying eggs, it still makes a big broad hood and it can spray venom up to 2.5 meters quite accurately. But the difference between a rinkhals and, say, a Mozambique spitting cobra is the Mozambique spitting cobra can spray while it's not in hood formation, but the rinkhals has to stand up to spray its venom. It's actually under the water, under this old piece of rotten sheet of metal. God, I got the tail here. Yo, look at this, I got him. Famous for spraying, so let's see if I put him down what he's gonna do. Yo. Yo, he just sprayed me. Oh no. Got a good dose in the mouth there. The venom is not dangerous in the mouth. Only if you have something like a stomach ulcer. But in the eyes, incredible burning sensation. You can go blind if you don't treat it. Look how tall this rinkhals is standing. Wow. If I get any closer, he's going to try and spray me again. He's going to drop the hood forward like that and he'll spray venom. Look at that. Yo! Yo! Sprayed me again. Yo! I normally aim for the eyes, but he's getting me a nice dose into my mouth. Yo, he's standing so tall. Yo, look at how alert he is. What a spectacular snake this rinkhals is. Look at that display. That's half his body length off the ground. Only giving me a little spray every now and then if I get too close. Yo. Now if I put... Yo, sprayed me again. Now what I'm going to try and do, if his spraying doesn't work and his hood doesn't work, then he plays dead. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put my hand on the back of his head. Look how aware he is. What a snake. Yo! I'm spraying at my shoes. What a spectacular snake. They come and hunt. Yo! They come here to hunt frogs. They'll eat rodents, frogs, even sometimes other snakes. But there's a lot of frogs around here, and that's obviously what he's come to hunt. And he's not allowing me near his head. Look how aware he is. Oh! That speed, that awareness. Such a fast snake. Just a touch. Look at that. Just a touch. He rolls over. He plays dead. Look at this. Right here in the mud. Touch him there. The mouth will open. Look at that. The mouth's open. He's dead. Dead snake. I can still feel his heart beating. But to all purposes, he's dead now. How incredible is that? Just one touch, nothing more. Just picked him up mid-body and he's out. He can't help it. It's just that instinct that kicks in. And the rinkhals is famous for this reaction. The ultimate in thanatosis. They're the best at playing dead. They even secrete a foul smell that smells like something that's dead and rotten. And what does something do when they're dead? They lie upside down and their mouth goes open. And look at this, the mouth goes open. Look at that. Look at that. Incredible. I'm going to put him in the water. Look at that. Incredible.
All snakes are adept swimmers, and these wetlands could host a variety of species.
You wouldn't even know. You'd walk here and step on him. If this terrapin had to bite my toe, I would be in a world of pain. And he would lock his jaw on it. But look here. Oh, look at that. That is incredible. It's fully grown. It's quite old. They're about 1.7 inches when they're born, so tiny. So this is a fully grown adult, and probably easily 15 to 20 years of age. Look at that cute little face. What he's doing now is he's actually secreting a foul-smelling odor to make him smell horrible, so I wouldn't want to try and eat him. But just the power in these hind legs is ridiculous. And not many things that could take down a terrapin like this. Look at that, wow. And they can snap those jaws quickly. So you always have to be quite alert when you do it. But he's kind of settling down a bit. He's coming to check me out. He wants to go down now. Look at that, wow. Look at those claws. You cannot believe the strength in those claws. Land tortoise is quite bulky and slow. These guys have got power and speed in the water. When I put him down, he's gone. And how you see how he's settled? He's not pulling his head in as much anymore. Okay, he's now seen, okay, these creatures are not really trying to hurt him. He's actually checking me out. He's actually looking at me now. Look at that. Look at his head coming out. Look. He's smelling me. He's probably never seen a creature like this. But I don't want him to bite me on the nose, because that's going to be a horrific scene. But you can see how he's checking me out. He's actually sniffing me. Look at that. Never seen a creature like this. Oh, those claws. Look at that. Look at those claws. Quite privileged to see that. It's so primitive. Look at that. It's flat with these giant claws. And they actually hold down. So if a dead fish or something is washed up onto the side here, you'll use these claws, hold it down, dig into the dead flesh, and then rip with this beak. Rip pieces of meat and swallow it down. And just about 50 to 100 meters from the ocean, you find these beautiful, almost ancient-like terrapins. It's just spectacular. Put the old boy down. Jeez, you're definitely curious, very curious. It smells like a fish. Look, he's gone. Look at that. Yeah.
The subtropical forests on the eastern coast of South Africa form an umbrella of evergreen and deciduous trees. This high rainfall region creates a mosaic of plant species, all competing for the precious sunlight peeping through the forest canopy. This breathtaking habitat is one of the last true Edens in South Africa. But even the Garden of Eden had a snake. All is not what it seems. A long, thin vine swaying almost imperceptibly in the breeze. One could reach out and touch it before you realize this isn't a vine. Also known as the twig or bird snake. The vine snake has mastered the art of camouflage. Their intricate markings, varying from mottled brown to green, help them blend perfectly with their surroundings. Perched motionless, it moves almost imperceptibly, perfectly mimicking the swaying of the vine. This is an expert ambush hunter. If lucky enough to spot one, they are easily identified by the shape of their head. Unlike any other snake in Africa. Mostly active during the day, they have excellent binocular vision and will readily snatch unassuming birds off of branches, as well as ambushing small rodents or amphibians. Like the boomslang, it produces hemotoxic venom. Envenomation disables the coagulation of blood, causing internal hemorrhaging. Victims bleed to death. Unlike the boomslang, there is no antivenom.
Vine snake, look at that tongue. Now look, when I get any closer, he's going to inflate that throat to 3 or 4 times the size. Look at this. Moves his head like a leaf. So he's completely camouflaged right now. I just saw him because he was moving around. Look when I get closer. Look at that tongue coming out. That is incredible. Wow. Look at that green head, is exactly matching the leaves. His head's a leaf. Look at that, inflating the throat. Incredibly potent hemotoxic venom. No anti-venom for the snake. Stop bleeding out of your eyes, stop bleeding out of every orifice on your body. You've got quite a bit of time to get to the hospital, but an incredibly powerful hemotoxic venom. Look at that. Yo! He just struck at me. The snake means business. Look at that, yo! Inflating his throat, showing me, look at that, just like a boomslang. These tree dwellers, he's warning me now, he's now in full strike position. Almost like an S, look at that S shape, S square, he lunges out with the mouth open, makes himself look really big, look at that. That is incredible. Yo, he's angry. Yo, he's coming for me. Really upset. Gotta be so careful. He's so aware, the snake, of his surroundings. And he's got back fangs, but quite large the back fangs, so he can easily bite me on any body part. And this snake in particular looks to be not very happy with me being very close. And you don't want to take a chance with a snake like this. If he bites me, there's no antivenom, so I'll have to do a full blood transfusion. He's not overly aggressive, but he's really warning me. When you see that inflated throat, it's like a cobra making a hood. He's telling me, come any closer than this. This is my safe zone here, about 40 centimeters away from him. And he could lunge out, but at the moment he's pretty calm. Even though the throat's inflated, he's still telling me, hey, don't come closer. Look at the mouth's opening, look at that mouth opening. Yo, he's gonna lunge out at me. Now you have to be really careful. Huffing, he is upset. These snakes can get to about 1.2 meters. He looks close to a meter, so a fully grown adult vine snake. And it doesn't take much of his venom to be dangerous to me. So what the snake will do is he'll hunt down chameleons, small mammals, and even birds. Moving up through the forest canopy, coming down to drink water, just gliding through the forest, designed for forest living and tree living. But every time I get close, and he's got binocular vision, you can see the eyes. The pupil is like binoculars, and his vision is incredible. And he can see me in full color right now. So there's no way he's not seeing me. So every time I get a bit closer, he inflates the throat. And he's calmed down now. But as soon as I touch this tail, as soon as I get close to the tail, look at that. I'm not touching even yet, look at that. And he inflates. Trying to keep him stable. Grab the snake by the tail is really difficult because you're so aware. Okay, this is it. Look at this. I can bite through my pants. The back fangs are large enough. It's like a space off here. He's staring at me. There's so much intelligence in the eyes of the snake. Just the way he's looking at me. Almost from a front on like this. Almost looks like a seahorse. Look how aware he is. Every movement I make, he knows what I'm doing because he relies on his eyesight to hunt. So with snakes like your viper families, they don't rely that much on vision, they rely more on their scent. These guys rely on vision, so his eyesight is incredible. Look at that, you see, just touch the tail. And he's, look at this. Doesn't like that. Some snakes just do not want to be touched. And he's definitely one of those. He's asking me very nice, please, I'm big and fat, leave me alone. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to leave him be. Very lucky find, a very rare snake. The vine snake is not a snake that's very often encountered. and it doesn't cause too many fatalities. Mostly snake handlers actually get bit by these snakes because the chance of an average civilian running into these vine snakes are very rare. And as you can see, even though I'm within the kind of strike range, he's moving the head. He doesn't want to bite me. He doesn't want to waste that venom.
These forests host a variety of wildlife. Kurdt stumbles upon one of the country's biggest centipedes.
They love these rotten logs and soil. They'll hunt down earthworms and all kinds of other invertebrates, even sometimes catching small frogs and rodents. One this size could easily take out a small rodent. So I want to be quite gentle. They do pack a punch. They do have a venom. Don't want to particularly get bit on the hand by one of these. There we go. Look at this. Yo, it's a massive centipede. In Africa, we get really big ones. You can see this is easily a 10 centimeter, 12 centimeter centipede. Right in the front, you can see the forciples. And that's why he bites it and injects his venom. Now this venom can cause lots of swelling, can get lightheaded. Just have to stay quite focused. I don't know, it's so difficult to predict them. But in theory, all animals, no matter how creepy or venomous, they should all have a soft side to them because they evolved that venom to help them in hunting. It does secrete an odor for defense, but the venom injection is only as a last resort. And look, he's settling already. You can see the antennae. That's how he senses. They're almost completely blind. They can't really see. So he uses that antennae to sense where he's going. Now I've exposed him to the sun and all these different things, so he's freaking out a bit. He is looking a little bit upset with me. And you can see those forciples are massive. You can imagine a bite from this. There's going to be a tremendous amount of pain and swelling on the hand. These two things are just legs, but they look like their tail. Now these centipedes can get really big. You get ones in Africa that can get close to 20 centimeters. And then in South America, you get even ones up to 30 centimeters. And one this size could take on a small newborn snake. But as they get really big, they've even been recorded catching bats mid-flight. So formidable predators, incredible animals. And one of the most feared animals on the planet by humans. Lots of African myths where these centipedes will climb into your ear. You can see the forciples. Clearly he's warning me now. You can see he's pushed them out. Massive, massive biting apparatus. He'll pinch down like this and he'll inject that venom. And I would most likely get a massively swollen hand and feel quite lightheaded and maybe even have a bit of a fever. So out here in the forest is not really something I would want to experience. So I'm going to pay him a lot of respect. But look at that. He is actually quite settled down quite a lot now. By far one of the most creepy creatures you can find out in the forest. And this is what nightmares are made of. But actually, if I look at it in a different light, it's actually quite a beautiful, cute little creature. And look, he's actually almost shy. Look at that. He feels the gentle touch. He's not moving around anymore. It's actually incredible. Wow, look at the size of him. That is impressive. Whoa. They have been recorded catching amphibians, even tadpoles. And you can see actually his legs are so powerful, he can actually grip inside the flow of water. Look at that, I'm just going to help him on here. Look at the underside, it's so beautiful. There we go.
The green mamba. These graceful serpents are found in coastal forests on the eastern shores of South Africa. They are smaller and more reclusive than their fearsome cousin. the black mamba. However, they are not to be taken lightly. Their venom is a neurotoxic brew. Dendrotoxin, produced exclusively by mambas, is the fastest acting of all venom varieties. The onset of symptoms is rapid. Swelling around the bite, nausea, dizziness, irregular heartbeat, convulsions, difficulty breathing and swallowing, and ultimately, respiratory paralysis. One bite can kill 10 men. Without immediate medical attention, death is inevitable.
Green mamba, basking in the sun. Got him. It's a pretty big boy who's close to 2 meters. Incredibly potent neurotoxic venom. He's aware that I've got the back of his tail. The green mamba is incredibly venomous. A very potent neurotoxic venom. Now all of these mambas, you have to give a large amount of respect. Especially out here in the forests, where you're far away from medical help. One bite from the snake, and there would be a lot of trouble. What these green mambas can do is they will open their mouth, and they'll give you a warning, and they can even flatten the neck. He's just trying to move off. Trying to grab him, yeah? Look how strong this body is. Easily a 2+ meter snake. Look at this. Okay, I've got him, yeah? Okay. Just try and pull him into the stream here so I don't want to fall. Look at the length of the snake. That is incredible. Look at this. Easily 2 meters. Try to be so aware of his movements. He looks pretty settled. He looks like he just wants to get away. Look at the strength in him trying to pull. Just trying to get away. Hasn't shown me. Just don't. Let's pull you out there. Yeah, there we go. Yeah. Oh, it's opening his mouth. He is upset. He is upset. Let's just let you settle down. Yo. Okay. Okay, let him just settle a bit. Doesn't actually want to face me, look at me. He could turn back now. This is quite risky, but I'm gonna see. I've never attempted this before. To try and pick them up mid-body like this. Green mamba. One of Africa's most feared snakes. He's obviously just freshly shed, and he still has some old pieces of skin left on the body there. That is incredible. One of Africa's most deadliest. Reading his body language, he seems to be pretty settled, so that's why I can kind of get away with this. But I'm very aware and very alert. Look at that. That is incredible. All he wants to do is move away. Green mamba. Look at that. Wow. And when I get closer to him, check, he starts opening the mouth there. Look at that beautiful snake. That is incredible. Not even trying to turn back and bite me. He could, he has the opportunity, but he just wants to move away. Now, green mambas will hunt anything from birds, small chameleons, rodents along the waterways, even frogs and toads have been recorded. But actively up here in the trees, they'll hunt down birds and swallow them whole. And with that potent neurotoxic venom, they just need one bite and that bird's not getting away. You can see he's just catching the sun now. Look at the beautiful scales. He's actually got yellow, blues, so like iridescent green. And he's just shed freshly. I'm gonna try something that I've always wanted to do since I was a young boy. Is try and put my hand on the back of a green mamba. He's very focused, he's looking at me eye to eye right now. Now, I believe with any snake, if you come in slow enough and gentle enough and that snake has learned that it's not an aggressive animal trying to attack it, you can touch them on the back of the head. It is a highly risky thing to do, and should never be attempted, but it's one of my big passions to prove. Look, he's already getting alert to me coming closer. Just gently try and get behind him there. The vision on the snake is incredible. We go into a trance-like state together. I just want to clear this branch. It's just a bit risky. He could bite me right now if you wanted to. Look at that. So tricky. I'm going to have to come underneath here and face him head on, which I didn't want to do from this height. So aware. He actually looks up with those pupils. Look how he turns his head sideways. Oh, looking at me, looking at me. Just give him a gentle stroke so he feels my touch. Yo.
Kurt's quest isn't over.
Not only is he big, but he's highly venomous. They are known as old world tarantulas. So they're more venomous than tarantula species you find in South America. He is spraying venom for Africa right now. He is spraying venom. Oh, sprayed me again.
With nothing but his bare hands, will he survive the touch of death?